Hey there. Welcome to this exclusive Q&A session that was previously recorded by my wife Kamiko and yours truly. I'm Bruce and today we're diving into this exciting conversation that we had with over 80 passionate hotel investors. And today we're talking about something truly special, which is our boutique hotel called Gaia, which is nestled on the crystal blue waters of Secret Beach, Belize. In this session, we're going to answer all the burning questions, everything from how to secure your stake in this incredible opportunity into why Gaia is going to deliver unmatched returns to all of our investors. Whether you're a seasoned investor or new to the game, there's something here for everyone. So buckle up and get ready to explore why Gaia is the perfect blend between paradise and profit. So let's get to these questions because there's one thing that I love, and that's connecting with forward-thinking investors like you guys.
Will the restaurant be open 24/7? No
Nope.
plans to do that. It will be open for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Dinner. Yeah.
Hey guys, by the way, if there's any questions in this Q&A that you feel like weren't answered and you want to know, drop us a comment below or send us a DM and we'll get you an answer ASAP. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Is there a private beach or is it public?
Public.
All beaches in Belize are public beaches, right? Shuttle is awesome. How long is the drive to the airport from Gaia? Well, from the airport, if you take a golf cart,
Cart.
it's around 40
40,
minutes.
yeah, 40, 45 minutes. It's a little bit shorter now
Okay.
because they've
Yeah.
paved the roads.
They have paid the roses a little faster. But when I say 40 minutes, we're talking about in a golf cart, right? We're
Yeah.
not talking about in a car that's going 55 miles per hour. We're talking about a golf cart that's going like 20 miles per hour.
Mhm.
That's why it takes you a little bit longer. By boat, it takes you 15 minutes.
Yes.
As soon as you get out of Tropic Air, you come right over here, and this is where we're going to get golf carts from.
Is the property just under option right now?
Tuan, can you give us an explanation of that question?
Yeah, so here in different states, like you can put a property under option with putting down like a little bit of money and trying to raise the capital that you need to actually acquire the land first before you go and do, the rest of your due diligence and all of that. So I didn't know if it was similar to that, if you just had it under option or if you actually own the land now that you're going to build on.
Great question. We actually own the land.
Okay.
So we own the land, and that land, like that's the land that we were planning on doing a little bed and breakfast
Breakfast
on,
on, yeah,
and
originally.
and the land next to it became available, so we bought that land. So therefore, our plans changed, and the hotel got bigger and bigger
Bigger.
and bigger. All right.
How long
Okay.
do we have to invest? So I believe the CF is available until May, but remember the incentive is only available until January 16th.
You currently have real estate holdings in Belize? Yes,
Yes,
we do. We have
a lot.
a lot. On the hotel operations side, is that outsourced to a third party or a direct line? We do hire a management company for the hotel operations.
Yes. But we will be directly involved. When we say our personal property, like that is where we plan to retire. We can't really, this is our retirement project.
Right.
So we will be on site
full
almost
time.
almost every day. So although there will be a management company, we will be there probably
Hands on.
hands on too much.
So based on the shares, you need 1.5 million now to get started. Yeah, so we need 1.5 million to get to the 5 million. Then the rest of the 5 million to 6 million will be debt.
Yes. Will we get a lifetime discount to use that hotel?
Great question. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe you like, but you could definitely use your returns and put it back into the hotel and get a discount on the room. If we did that, how much discount would you want?
Oh, I don't know, 10% discount every time I come. I might have to get some property near you, so we'll see.
I like it. I definitely let me think about that. Let me go back to the our financial people and see if that is feasible.
Yeah. I mean, we would love
Sounds
to
good.
because
Let me
honestly,
star that. I like that. I like that question.
um, so like our ideal investor, we really want you to feel like you're basically joining our family on this project. This is, like we said, this is not something that we plan on selling. We plan on passing it down generation to generation. And so we wouldn't treat you any differently than we would treat our moms or our aunties or,
Yeah.
any family that was coming into this.
Yeah, I know that sometimes like when you invest in like limited partnerships, like they're just doing a debt raise, and they're like, "Hey, give us the money. We're gonna promise you like this amount of percent,
In like
and then
5 years,
5 to 7 years,
and then we're going to sell it.
we're gonna sell it and we're done, and or we'll pay you back and we're
And
through
that's,
with it, and you have to go to the next investment. This we plan on this being a long term cash flow play for you guys.
yeah. Um, are there any other known hotels coming to Secret Beach within the next 5 years? So the only one that we know of that is going directly into the Secret Beach area is Six Senses with IHG. Um, and they have a small portion that's on the northern side of Secret Beach. It's about, I want to say, 3/4 of a mile north of the main road into Secret Beach. And then they've purchased a private island that's about like 3 miles out, and so they'll have overwater bungalows, and then the main portion will be some villas, but it'll be like the stopping off point for people to fly in and out.
Yeah, and I get that. I don't know if you're worried about direct competition, but Secret Beach with Six Senses, right? Their average nightly rate is the lowest nightly rate
Is like,
is $2,500 a night.
yeah. So they're an all inclusive, very expensive stay. So
We would not, if you're interested in doing that, there probably wouldn't be a good fit to be staying at Gaia. So we're not charging $2,500 a night.
yeah, our nightly rates are ranging anywhere between 300 to
1,200.
1,200 for the larger suites.
Yes.
All right, compliments on it, like, oh, thank you. Yeah, we've worked really, really hard on that, and just wanted to make sure that it was the right fit for the right place. Um, what are you basing your projections on? So we're basing it on occupancy rates, conservative between 25 and 60%, and then average ADRs between um, $300 and $800 a night, depending on the season.
Right, which is on the low side. Is this your first hotel venture as far as GP, as general partners? Yes.
Is the shareholder an equity partner only and not debt? Yes, it's equity only. The debt raised for the remaining construction and soft costs would be separate from that. Is the shuttle going to run 24 hours? So the shuttle will be based on the arrival times to the airport.
Because you guys remember that when you book with Gaia, you're going to put in an application. We're going to get your flight times. We'll know when you're going to arrive. That shuttle or whatever is going to be waiting for you. We're going to know your name. We're going to pick you up. You're going to feel like a VIP when you arrive. So there's no need to run it 24/7. Once you're at Gaia, we will have golf carts and transportation for you to get around the island.
Yeah, if you so choose. If you want to just stay on the Secret Beach side,
you can do that.
You can just do that. Everything is pretty much walkable at Secret Beach if you really wanted to.
Yes.
Do you have contingencies to address potential discoveries in an archaeological survey? So yes, so we do have some contingencies, but the great thing about the island is that it's basically all limestone. It's all limestone and then bedrock directly beneath the limestone. So it's just about how deep do you have to dig.
We're talking about like literally from the surface, maybe even down to like a foot and a half is limestone. Like, so if you have dirt, maybe a foot and a half down is limestone, or you can see the limestone from the surface. There's really not going to be digging to find remaining bones,
Yeah.
burial grounds, or anything like that. You wouldn't see that. You would already see it.
Or either of us Belizean. No, but maybe in the future. Soon.
Yeah.
Soon in the future.
Do you own the property or are there any liens? No, we own the property outright.
Mm-hmm. When do you plan to start building and the time frame? So plan to break ground would be early next year. We have to get the permits back from the Louisiana government, and that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, we sent in our plans. Everything is being approved right now. We're going to finish the raise. We've already got the contractor lined up. Our architects are, already have the plans built with engineering. We're ready to go.
Mm-hmm. And then build time frame, we're looking at about 2 years.
I would say at the most. We have some innovative construction techniques that our architect is talking about with the engineers. We really think we can get this done in 18 months.
Does the incentive go down to the minimum amount? So our lowest incentive is 5,000. Am I clear? 20,000 now for a total 18% return in 5 years. So a starting return of 18%
in year 5.
In year 5, and then continued 18% or higher returns after year 5 projected.
Because that 18% is on the lows. I mean, we're projecting low numbers. We're talking about 25-30% occupancy.
Right. What are your plans to return profits to the investor over time? So the time period is in perpetuity.
So you got to remember the 3-year hold for us to build, right, and for us to get the BTB license
to operate
because we can't charge until then. We expect 2 years for stabilization, right, and then after that, 5 years. Year 5, we plan on giving returns back, if not sooner, but year 5 for sure, and then in perpetuity.
In perpetuity,
because we don't plan on selling this. We're not doing this to raise the price and then sell it for 20 million and then return everything. We're really holding this for long term.
Yeah. Projected returns mission. So that question was asked earlier. Answered that one. What has been your experience with the local politics and the Belize Tourism Board, main areas, sources of risks to the build timeline and investor returns? So our experience with the local politics and the BTB have been nothing but positive. We've actually consulted with them before we even started with the planning phase, and to make sure that this hotel will be feasible. Every time we've mentioned, what we were planning on doing, they were like, we love it. Like, that area really needs something like that. The main areas and sources of risk for build timeline is just going to be sourcing material. And sometimes there's delays with that because a lot of stuff has to be barged in. But I feel like that's probably the main thing.
Everybody's got to remember this island time, right? Like, it's Belize. Like, if we sit here and try to pressure, it's not like the States. We can't be like, hey man, it's been 6 weeks. Where's my license? If you do that, it just takes forever. They're just going to put you at the bottom of the list. It's going to take longer and longer. But we do have really, really great contacts with the BTB.
All right. When is opening time? So we're planning soft opening end of year 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Will you host another trip for interested investors as you did earlier the year?
Speaking of that.
Yeah, we can.
In June.
July.
Lobster Fest. Lobster Fest.
Lobster Fest. We can't do any sooner because, like I said, we're expecting our first little baby boy, in March. So the earliest we could travel and host people down in Belize would be July around Lobster Fest. Just letting you know, that's the rainy season. There are mosquitoes. So if you are not a bug person, or if you still really want to come, bring lots and lots of bug spray.
What is your return on ROI? Okay. Well, what are your funds tied up?
ROI, we're planning it projected 18%, and yes, there is a hold of at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Potential returns between years 3 and 5, and then
most definitely in year 5.
Yeah, after year 5.
That's why I said this investment might not be for everyone, right? Like, if you need that money back in the first 3 years, this is not the investment for you.
Are you planning on building hurricane? Yes. So the construction material is going to be steel and concrete. So it will be all hurricane proof.
The good thing about this also is that you remember we're on the west side of Ambergris Caye, and as hurricanes come in from the east side, I would say 99% of the time, once they go over the barrier reef, they tend to die down. Then it's got to cross the island just to get to us a little bit. And so by the time it could potentially hit the hotel, it should die down a little bit.
I mean, even this year when Helene passed, there was another one that basically hit the Yucatan Peninsula. All the people and the expats that we know that were down there, and they were like chatting in the WhatsApp group, they were like, oh, it wasn't too bad. It's a lot of rain, a lot of wind. And they were like, we were all good. So, I mean, it's the other great thing about Belize is where it's positioned. It very, very rarely gets hit by a hurricane. I think the last one was in like 1910, 1914 or something like that. And then any storms that do come through, they're usually tropical storm or lower. When and how long is non-peak season, and what's the plan to make profits during that time?
So the seasons for peak seasons goes from December
and end of November to early May, and then
April, May.
Yeah.
Like it just depends, right? Like so she says November, I say December. December is really high season, but I guess right after Thanksgiving, that's when they call it the high season, and it goes until about April, May. And then we have the rainy season.
The rainy season is the rest of the year. So it's going to be May to November is the low season. The tourism board has actually done a lot of projects to sort of remedy the fact that it's the low season and create events to
Like Lobster Fest.
Like Lobster Fest in July is when they have tons of lobster and people go lobster diving, and they have like lobster crawls. So they've done a lot to
increase tourism during the low season.
During the low season.
Low season, it gets down to about 40% occupancy. In the high season, we're in the low 90s.
Ambergris. Okay, so Ambergris Key is the island. So it says, how high is Secret Island above sea level? It is sea level.
100% sea level.
It's sea level. The most of the island is mangrove and limestone, like we said. So it's a very flat island. So you're at sea level. The way we've designed the hotel, it is built up 4 or 5 feet off the ground. So if there was some sort of storm surge, we have a little bit of buffer area there, and that's part of the design and the building regulations there.
So I don't know. Can you show them?
Can I?
Hit share and share their pictures. Just go back to share. This right here, even though this is the lobby, this is all like all the amenities. The rooms don't get affected until you're up here. Right?
Yep, and you can see where the stairs are, that little diagonal piece.
This is about 4 feet.
Yeah.
Off the ground. So this is why we're protected from surges and sea level.
Okay, how do we get documentation on this venture? What are the next steps if you'd like to invest? So everything is on Vestor.
Everything.
And then you can invest directly through Vestor. Yeah, Lobster Fest. Lots of bug spray. Lots of Skin So Soft. Yeah, we've developed our own little like lotion formula concoction that we found works really, really well down there.
If you're one of the first 20 investors, I'll give you that recipe.
How long have you lived in Belize, and have you been in Ambergris Key? So we actually don't live in Belize right now. We are in Atlanta as well. We travel for work. We are anesthetists, so we take contracts around the United States at hospitals that have need. But we are planning to retire to Belize. We visited there, absolutely loved it. Obviously, loved it enough to invest a whole lot of time and money into it. Absolutely love the people, and yeah. So eventually we will be Belizean. Yeah.
That's why I said we definitely bought our personal residence there. Do you have any security concerns in the area construction period? So security concerns, no, but we will have full-time security on the property.
Yeah.
That's built into the soft cost.
Yeah. The people of Belize are amazing. Nice. Such amazing people. And even the expats that come and live there, amazing people. I don't think I've been to a place where I felt safer.
Yeah. So. I mean, no place is crime free, right? It's just all relative to what you're
used to, I guess.
You're used to.
Will there be a follow-up to this meeting? Follow-up how?
Like another webinar? Probably not.
Okay, I was asking, this was my first meeting, and I didn't know if you guys do this up until I guess you said May, until you get your funding, or if there will be a follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, if we
there might be another one. Yeah. Like we really just wanted to bring this one to you guys early when we first did the CF, when we bring it to all the Vestor members. Like I said, like if we don't happen to meet the 1.5, the build will still go on. Yeah. We do the 1.5 just because we believe in Vestor. Yeah. And we want to share the wealth.
Yeah, Tanya. Okay, so I saw you joined a little bit late. This whole thing is recorded and it will be posted on the Vestor site, so you can go back and watch any of the information that you might have missed. Who is your target guest? So our target guest is going to be
Great question.
Yeah, it's actually a really good question.
Mhm.
Our target guest is going to be like the Gen Z or the Gen X's, the people that are coming up and coming into the workplace or about to exit the workplace, that really have the money to spend and want to spend that money on exclusive experiences and want to travel and experience the world.
This is not for the backpacker, the hostel, the ones who are looking for bargain prices.
Mhm.
This is a little bit mid tier. That's what I consider mid to high tier. Um, there are hotels out there that are going to be lesser in nightly rate, but they will not have the amenities and the customer service that we're going to have.
Yeah. After year 5, can shareholders sell their absolutely. So, we are putting in a first right of refusal for selling your shares, but if we do refuse to buy them, then you are more than welcome to sell them to family members, sell them on the free market. You are absolutely allowed to sell your shares.
Yes.
What is the minimum investment for the CF? 2,500. And have you met Shine? I don't know who that is. No, we have not met Shine.
Love to meet Shine.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for educating me. I'm a musical theater nerd, so that's what I listen to in the car.
Have you seen Wicked? It's really good. What is it? What's the last one? Is that it?
There's one more in here. Oh, this may be in the deck, but do you have a full marketing strategy in place? So, part of the marketing strategy is obviously going to be a lot of social media because we're targeting that Gen Z to Gen X millennial market. We actually have some really good connections with some travel bloggers, travel influencers, who would have come and stay during the soft opening, get some promotional videos out there. But I think
The BTB is also going to help us market
yes.
the hotel.
And I think honestly, word of mouth is, probably the best thing that anybody can say about a place.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you mentioned this, but what kind of excursions are nearby? Okay, so is an island, so a lot of island activities. There's going to be a lot of snorkeling directly on the secret beach. They have an overwater, a floating water park. You can also rent jet skis, kayaks, um, the little floating inner tubes with the umbrella.
Yeah, sunset cruises. They have day cruises over to the mainland. You can go back to San Pedro. Um, there's definitely there's scuba diving, snorkeling.
And,
You can go to Hol Chan and swim with the nurse sharks.
mhm.
Um,
Oh, Hol Chan is the marine reserve. So it's basically a national park of the water that protects the barrier reef. So they make sure that not too many boats, not too many tourists go in. They make sure that no damage comes to their natural resources. So Hol Chan Reserve is the national park, just so you know what that is. You can also do excursions for deep sea fishing. We did that with my dad for his birthday. That was super fun. Um, they also have um, snorkeling on the reef, scuba diving on the reef, and then they're actually really well known for fly fishing too. They have competitions every year.
and guys, if you are there long enough, you do not have to stay on the island. You can go to the mainland of Belize, where they have cave tubing, zip lining, horseback riding. They have the ruins, the Mayan
The Mayan
temples.
temples. It's also about a quick 30-minute boat ride over to Key Cocker, which is a little bit of a smaller island. And they have some really great restaurants and swimming and
You can feed the tarpons.
feeding tarpons over there.
Stingrays.
Oh yeah, stingrays. That's really cool too. Are you going to have a membership option for guests? Most likely. Yes.
I'm not sure if y'all discussed this already, but there'd be any
charity channels directed to helping Belizeans. So we've actually already been contacted by, there is a new technical school that's going to be coming up, and they are interested in placing some of their top tier students as working interns as part of the hospitality industry, all the way from housekeeping and electrical and building maintenance all the way up to
working in our restaurant,
to working in the restaurant,
chefs,
and sous chefs, and also like butlery service and concierge service. So absolutely, I one of the great things about Belize is that when you start a business there, you were required to have at least 60% Belizean citizens as your employees. You can't just bring in, a whole bunch of like Mexican workers or, people from the States or whoever. Like you have to employ the locals, which I think is fantastic.
All right.
I visited Belize a few years back and had to shut the door to the hopper plane to get to Ambergris. Are there any plans by the government to invest in expansion?
Rumors?
Rumors.
There is. I've heard it more and more recently about them doing a bigger and larger airport up north on Ambergris Key that will allow larger airplanes to come in. Um, so yes,
Yes.
I think the answer is yes.
Um, but I think the little hopper plane is part of the experience. I think it's great.
All right. In fact, if you've been with us for a little while, you know that we have 10 acres up north and near this new airport that's coming.
Yeah. Have you identified a management company and do they have experience managing independent hotels or local businesses?
Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, we do have a local management company that we've been talking to. Um, yeah, and we have already been contacted with them. Anka is our architectural firm. Uh, Alejandro is our construction foreman who's going to be building. All these people have ties to Belize. And what else? $5,000 investment would
that be 2 shares? Yes, that would be 2 shares. And could it be per couple? So yeah,
however you want to do it.
So yeah, if you invest $5,000 as a couple or $5,000 as an individual, the incentive would include a guest.
One guest.
Yeah. If you have a long question, you could just unmute yourself
And just
ask.
ask it.
Yeah.
You don't have to type it.
The plumbing at the first hotel I stayed did not allow for tissue. That is something that's common throughout Central America. And a lot of times it's old septic systems that don't allow that. We would definitely go with higher end, better septic that would allow you to flush your toilet paper.
I also think that you might have been staying in San Pedro where the plumbing and the pipes are I think it's 3 inches instead of 4 and 4.5. So tissue paper doesn't actually flow very well there. With a good septic tank, you can flush tissue.
Yes. So if you've already invested in the land and hotel, can we add another 5K? Absolutely.
Yes, you can. Would you mind going over incentives everyone keeps referencing? Yes.
All right. So this is going to be for the first 20 investors in each tier who invest by January 16th. That is MLK Day. So a minimum of 20,000 investment would get you a 5-night stay in one of our air suites on the top floor, right over here. A minimum of 10,000 investment, which gets you a stay in either one of the water suites or the earth suites, which have amazing outdoor amenities. And then a minimum of 5K investment would get you a 5-night stay in one of our f.i.r.e suites.
Is there a limit to how much you can invest? No. There's no limit.
I mean, if you want to give us 2 million, by all means. Have you considered making a portion of the resort timeshare / vacation rentals? So I hate timeshares. I hate the pushiness. I hate the meetings that you have to attend and then you got to keep telling people no. I really don't want that experience for our guests. So I would say no to timeshare vacation rental. No.
Guys, click the link, read everything, take your time, do your due diligence. Just remember January 16th for the incentives. Please come down for our investor retreat. Let us treat you like the VIP guest that you are. So you could be one of the first people to stay in our beautiful hotel.
Yep. And that'll be during the soft opening. We can do a soft opening without charging anybody anything before we get the BTB license. So you'll be able to tell us the kinks, what you like, what you don't like, and we can get everything worked out before we have our first paid guest.
Yep.
Yep. So thank you again. Thank you all so much. Put the link in the chat for those who want to learn more about the deal. Read any paperwork or offering documents regarding the due diligence, as well as the same link, which will have the replay and the same link that you can use to actually invest in the deal. So we appreciate you. Again, thank you. And thank you to the Burdines. You all have a wonderful evening and happy holidays.
Happy
Yes.
holidays.
We're so excited. See you guys.